Hi everyone, today we're going to be doing another palette bingo, which I haven't done that in so long and I feel like it's about time. So we're not going to do a palette bingo, we're going to do a multi-palette bingo, and I'm going to use all of my Menagerie Cosmetics palettes because I have 5 of them. So I just thought that that would be a perfect number to do a palette bingo with, so that's what we're going to do. Now the Dragon Child palette was made when they were still called Makeup Monsters, but all of the singles from this palette right here are still on the website, so I figured I would include it in this palette bingo anyway. And also it's just beautiful, and it's like one of the palettes that kind of started my channel. It was the first palette that I ever reviewed, and so it just has like a soft spot in my heart, if you will. So I have made videos with all of these palettes. I will try to link them down in my description box if you want to go see them. I mean, because these palettes kind of sum up like my journey on YouTube, because they are from when I first started up until now. So if you want to go back and see some of my earlier videos that were not as good, you can go check those out if you want to. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull up random.org here, and then we can get into just drawing the numbers that we'll be using. So all of the big palettes have 12 shades in them, so I'm gonna put in 1 through 12, and then I'm going to record the screen so you can see what we are doing. So the first palette that I will be drawing with is going to be the Whalesong palette. This is just a very random order, so let's go ahead and see which shade we end up getting in the first palette here. So that's going to be number 4. So shade number 4 in the Whalesong palette is Cetacean, which is this blue up here, which is one of my favorite shades in this palette actually. So I'm very excited that we got this. It's just so beautiful. So let's go into the next palette, which I guess is going to be the Farrell palette, because that's just the one that's on top here. So I'm just going to generate again, and we get shade number 7. And shade number 7 in this palette is Mariposa, which is a beautiful, beautiful orange shade. So that's already like a very tough color combination to work with here. Blue and orange, they don't really mix very well together, so we're gonna have to separate those somehow. So let's move into the Dragon Child palette now and see what we get here. So we're gonna go ahead and generate again. And from the Dragon Child we get shade number 12, which is Mother Dragon, which is kind of a dark browny red shade. I actually quite like this shade, so let's go ahead and swatch this as well. So we have 3 mattes now. It would be nice to get a shimmer. I mean, ideally we would like to have a shimmer, so I'm going to switch up my numbers here from 1 to 6, because the other palettes that I have here are the mini palettes. So let's go ahead and do the Courtship palette first. If you have not already seen what this looks like, it's kind of a neutrally palette, but it does have 2 shimmers out of 6, so fingers crossed we get a shimmer here. So let's generate. We get shade number 1. I don't know how I feel about this. I really hope we get a shimmer. If we don't get a shimmer, we're definitely going to be doing some kind of a cut crease here, because otherwise I'm in trouble. So let's go into the last palette, which is the Violet Ink palette. This one looks like this. It's her newest palette. I love this palette. I think it's super cute. So let's draw the last shade here. It's going to be number 2. So we have an all matte look. Woohoo! Can't wait for this. Alright, so this is a beautiful purple that was kind of like a lavender. So I don't know how I feel about this color story here. Oh, I just swatched that on top of the other one because it's basically a nude, so oops. But here's the color story that we are working with. Yeah, I'm not thrilled about this. I'm gonna have to think about what I want to do. Actually, these kind of go with what I'm wearing today, so I guess it's not the end of the world. Yeah, let me think about this. I'm gonna prime my eyes with my Smashbox lid primer in light here, and then I might even pull in something else with this palette bingo, like some kind of a glitter or something, just to get a little bit of sparkle into this. But I am feeling a cut crease today. I might even do like a full cut crease. I was actually watching Danielle do a face-off with my friend Prues yesterday, and they were using the Farrell palette, and both of them did a full cut crease, and that's kind of what inspired me to make this video, because I just got jealous and it looked like they had so much fun and I wanted to have fun too, so here I am having fun. I will link both of their channels down below if you want to go check them out, but I'm sure you all know who they are because I feel like I talk about them in like all of my videos. So I think I'm just going to do like the most obvious thing with these, and I'm going to use the warm tones together and the cool tones together. So I'm first going to go into this darkest shade here, which was from, what was this even from? I feel like this was from the Dragon Child palette. So I'm going to go into Mother Dragon here, and I'm going to put that all the way through my crease, but I'm going to put this pretty low down so that I can use the 2 other warm tone shades to blend this out with. And like I said, I do think I want to do a full cut crease, so I need to kind of focus on like where I'm putting the shadows so I don't get too out of hand, because this is extremely pigmented, just like every other shadow that I have from Menagerie, which is one of the reasons why I love this brand so much. So I'm just using my Morphe E36 brush here to just like place this into my crease where I want this to be. And already I think I put this too high up, but it's fine. We're just gonna have to deal with that. Now the part that I always struggle with my full cut creases is knowing like the angle on the outside of my eye here, which is why I never really do full cut creases, because I just find it so awkward to like line everything up properly and make sure that whatever I have here is going to look good when it meets with like the end of the whatever lid shade I have, and it like forms a perfect triangle. And I really struggle with that, so I tend to stay away from full cut creases because they also just take so much longer than, you know, regular eye looks do. But we're gonna go ahead and try it and see how it goes. So I'm just gonna wipe off my brush here and just start by blending the edges here ever so slightly. And like I said, I do think I probably pulled the shadow up a little bit too high in some spots here, so maybe I'll actually go ahead and try to remove a little bit of this before it's too late, because once you go in with the next shade, like, you're kind of screwed. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put a little bit more of that right here. So I feel like this is about as even as I have patience to get it right now, because this doesn't have to be perfect yet. So I'm next gonna go into the Farrell palette, and I'm going to take this beautiful shade here called Mariposa, and I'm just gonna use the same brush, just make sure I tap this off a little bit. And then I'm gonna be putting that like on the upper part of where I just put down the shadow, and just gently onto my skin where I don't have any color yet. Just work on blending these two together. I don't know if I'm gonna have room for that kind of yellowy shade, but I guess I'm gonna have to just try to squeeze it in here anyway, because I don't really have a choice or anywhere else to put this. I think that should be fine. If I just keep this orange kind of low down, I think I should be okay to put the other one on top. Now, I don't think I've decided yet what I want to do on my lower lash line. I feel like I'm probably going to end up doing what I'm doing in my crease here, because it's just going to be easier. Because if I have the purple and the blue on my lid, I think it's going to be a little much to try to do anything fancy on my lower lash line, but we'll see when I get there. Who knows? I might change my mind like I always do. You never know. I did fix the swatches on my hand a little bit just so you could see this one, because it wasn't really showing up since I swatched the purple on top of it the first time. So I'm going to take the shadow here, which was from the Courtship Palette. And this one is called Caramelized. And this one actually does show up a lot better on my eye than it does in a swatch, because I have used this before. So I'm just going to go ahead and just gently run that right on top of that orange, just to make sure that everything here is blended. So I don't know if this is perfect, but I'm just going to leave it at this. And I guess I'll do the cut crease part next, and then I'll figure out what to do on the lower lash line after. So I'm going to use my P. Louise base, I think, and I'm just going to go ahead and do a full cut crease here. Now, I'm not at all an expert on how to do this because I don't do it very often, but I'm going to try my best to get these to look the same on both eyes and try to get it to be like a decent transition on the outer corner here. That is always like the hardest part for me. And also when I do full cut creases, I need to cut my crease so much higher than when I would do a half cut crease because of my hooded eyes. So I have to make sure I cut my crease all the way like over the hood of my eye here, which is kind of challenging. So you can see if I just like follow where the transfer is here, if I do this and I look up, like this right here is not going to be high enough that I can see that when my eye is open. So I'm gonna have to cut my crease higher than that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and fast forward so you guys can kind of follow along here, because this is going to take a while. So the cut creases are done. I'm pretty sure that's looking okay. So I guess what I'll do next is I need to go in with a little bit more of just like the darkest shade here on the outer corner, because I did kind of mess this up a little bit. So I'm just gonna kind of fix where I feel like I went over with the concealer a bit too much here. So next up, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go into the purple, I think, or maybe I'll do the blue first. I think I'm gonna do the blue first because I want that on the inner part of where I cut my crease here. So I'm gonna go into a Cetacean from the Whalesong palette, which is this one right here. And I'm gonna go ahead and just tap out the creases as much as I can without messing up my crease here. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and put that on the inner portion of my crease, probably about halfway or so across. I love this blue, it's so beautiful. Oh my goodness. I don't think I've ever used this blue like on my lid before, but man, that is so pretty. And I gotta be really careful here so I don't mix the blue into what I have down in my crease, because I don't really want these two colors to touch, but I still want to get it close enough up to the line here that it's going to look nice. So I think I'm gonna pull this about just over halfway across here and just start fading it out, so that when I go over with the purple and try to blend that into the blue, it's going to be a bit easier. So now for the hard part, because this is what I really struggle with to make this look okay. So I'm gonna go into Jellyfish in the, what are you called again? The Violet Ink palette. And I'm gonna use a small pencil brush. This is from Raffer, but I have one that's super similar from Morphe as well. It's the M149. It's kind of a dupe for this, but I do like this one a little bit better. So I'm gonna go ahead and just try to make sure that the lines here are all going to meet up without it looking crazy. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and fill in the rest of my blank space on my lid here and just meet this up with the blue. Just going to mix these two colors together by just gently layering that purple on top of the blue here. Like, I have so much respect for people who do full cut creases all the time because they take so long. Like, you have to be so precise with it. And I realized that I'm just not a person who's very precise with my makeup. I like more blending rather than precision work. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a little bit more of my P. Louise base here because I'm just not happy about how it's looking on the outer part. So I'm just going to clean this up a little bit. So I think this is okay. I hope this is okay. So I'm next gonna go into the Dragon Child palette again, and I'm just gonna do the same that I did in my crease on my lower lash line, except that I'm only going to use two shades. I'm not gonna use the yellow kind of mustardy shade because I just don't want to. So I'm first gonna go into Mother Dragon, which is the darkest shade that I put in my crease, and I'm just gonna go ahead and put that on my lower lash line just closest to my lashes, and then I'm gonna go into the Mariposa shade from the Farrell palette and just blend that out with. So I do feel like I'm missing a little bit of something in my inner corner. I just need something bright in my inner corner, so I'm actually going to take one of my Bitter Lace Beauty highlighters. I just bought these. This is one that has a bit of a blue duochrome to it. I don't know if you're able to see anything on camera. Let me give you a swatch of this. This is so beautiful, but it's very, very glittery, and I don't think I'm comfortable actually using this on my face as a highlighter. But I think having this in my inner corner and just spraying this is going to look really beautiful. So we're gonna go ahead and just try that and see how that looks. This reminds me a lot of the Cliona, what were they called? The glitter, like the iridescent glitter duochromes, multichromes? I'm not really sure, but this reminds me a lot of that. So I'm just gonna pop a little bit of, wow, that's so bright and so beautiful, just in my inner corner here. Just layer it just a little bit over that blue. Man, that is stunning. So this company is actually based out of Vegas, which is one of the reasons why I decided to order from them, because I hadn't really ever heard of the brand before until I saw someone mention them on Instagram, and then I looked them up and I looked at their highlighters and I was like, sold. I need to try these, and it's so cool to have a brand that's like actually based where I live too, because I don't know a lot of brands that are based out of Vegas, so I thought that was really fun. Like next time I think I would use glitter glue with this because I am seeing some fallout already on my face, which not a huge deal, but definitely something to just keep in mind. But this isn't the kind of glitter that's going to not wipe away because it is just sitting on top of your skin. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish up. I want to do something in my waterline. I'm thinking I want to do, should I just go crazy and do red? I feel like every time I do red though, I just look insane. Maybe I'll go with something like a dark red if I have that. I think I have one from NYX, maybe one of their faux blacks. So maybe I'll use this one. This is the blackberry one. It's a very dark purple. I feel like that might tie into like whatever I have. Oh, maybe I should ombre my waterline and do what I have on my lid. Maybe that could be fun. Maybe that's what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna do that. So instead I'm gonna go ahead and use Crybaby and Prance from ColourPop and just kind of line them up the way that I have them on the lid. I think that's gonna look really cool. So I'm gonna do that, do some liner or mascara and put on a lipstick, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I am back and I did do a couple of changes here. First off, I used this eyeliner from Marc Jacobs instead of the one from ColourPop because I felt like this was a bit too light. So this is the shade Mist Me. It's a lavender. It's basically the same color as I have on my lid. I just felt like it would match a little bit better. And then for lips, I went with Baroque by Ofra. I wanted to kind of tie in like the warmth that I have in my crease, but I didn't want it to be too overwhelming. So I think this ended up being a pretty good lip choice. I definitely could have gone with like a bright orange or like a bright red or something like that. I think that could be kind of cool too. And I also forgot to mention the shade of the highlighter that I used in my inner corner. So let me go ahead and give you the name of this. This one is called Lucid. I will link these down below so you can go check them out because they're actually like a really cool site. So I would highly recommend you check them out. And the last thing that I wanted to mention is something that I received from Octoly. These are 2 lip balms from Fresh. So I have one in Sugar Peach and one in Sugar Lemon. I absolutely love these. Now I haven't tried the lemon one because I'm actually going to give this to my sister-in-law because I think that she is really going to like this. I kind of gave her the pick and asked which one she wanted, but I've been using this one. This is the peach one, and I'm so obsessed. Like, I'll show you how much of this I've used, and I've had this for like a week now. Like, I have a pretty good depth in that. I think this is so amazing. I put this on every night before I go to bed, and it just my lips are feeling so much better. I am one that has very dry lips at all times, and I feel like just using this for a week has really helped with my lips, and they're not as dry anymore, which makes, you know, lipsticks look better, which is nice. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this look. Let me know what you think. I'm actually kind of obsessed with this. I think this turned out really fun. Now, am I going to do a lot of full cut creases from now on? Probably not. They take so long. Like, I've been filming for like an hour. I never film an eye look for an hour. Like, that's excessive for me, but I do like the end result, and I do think that this turned out pretty good, and I do think I'm gonna film some more videos now just because I like my look. So yeah, keep an eye out for more videos with this look because that is going to be coming. So that's gonna be it for today. Let me know if you want to see more multi-palette bingos because I will happily do so, and if you want to see some older ones that I've done, I'll pop a few up on the screen. And also, if you're new to my channel, I would love it if you would consider subscribing, and I will see you in my next one.